Let's go! Cool kids step to the front. Cool kids. Too sweet sign for the click.
Bitch, you don't work
Gotta
there.
get the people what they want. Gotta get eradicate quick. Yeah, I'm up next on the Prince. They ain't been the same ever since. Living pretty
You're gonna
well
be
on the
single for the
challenge.
rest of your
I ain't
life.
giving no chance like this. Brock Lesnar on the beat.
Look at the heat.
Eat, sleep,
Look at
flex,
the
and
heat.
repeat. Whole new swag with a price on the tag. Coming live from the west to the east. Better recognize on the mouthpiece.
Watch
See the
that.
power level gotta increase.
I get no bitches.
I'm a hoe.
Feeling like Gresh unleashed.
Let's go.
I love that intro though.
Hey, man.
That's like my favorite part.
What's the funny story about that is I created that because I stumped my toe.
Oh, what? Shut up.
So,
Hey, please put to good use.
so because I was recording the intro and I stumped my big toe and I said, "Oh," and it just stuck with it. So it became a whole gimmick.
Yeah, let's sample this out. We're gonna put this right. We're gonna put this on the track, cut it up a little bit.
But apparently we got a lot to talk about from this weekend.
Man. Okay, you gonna get me. So I was able to watch like almost half of AEW All Out, and then I didn't come back until I saw like Bryan Danielson start
I
fighting.
ain't gonna lie to you.
So I skipped like 2 matches, and then I definitely didn't catch the Scrum because I was like, dang, like what?
You could have missed the pay-per-view. You could have missed the pay-per-view and you would have missed nothing. Because it seemed like the news was what happened after the pay-per-view.
I was like, man, I'm watching this, okay.
But we're already 3 minutes in. Let me go ahead and start this off properly. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, baby moms, baby daddies, non-binary pals, and everybody in between. Once again, is your the voice that does the most, Gresh. And joining me, as always, is the Queen of Rebels, Suela the Bandit. And joining me also is, for a brief time, is Monsieur Hi-Lite Real. What's good with your bro?
What's up, bruh?
Can't hear you. There we go.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
Now we had to do this off the mobile today, but we good. What's going on?
You're a little choppy, but we can still hear you though, so it's all good.
Shoot. Please workhouse, y'all. So we had to do a little travel setup, but we here.
Oh man, you know how we're here to talk about NXT Worlds Collide and AEW All Out, and I'm guessing since it's been literally the trend on social media all damn day, we're here to talk about the medium scrum that happened afterwards as well. So it's like this would be an interesting ordeal, but you call it Worlds Collide, right?
Yeah.
So we might as well start off. That's probably a good place to start off is with Worlds Collide. NXT Worlds Collide, where basically it was the end of NXT UK because they're transitioning to NXT Europe. And we started off with Carmelo Hayes versus Ricochet for the NXT North American Championship. And I ain't gonna lie to you, this match was a banger.
I liked it.
Especially
just to start off with.
It's all good. He'll be back. But yeah, it started off red hot with this match. It was some flippy shit that I enjoyed. Put it this way, because I know some people on social media got heated because I said I would rather watch medieval shit with House of the Dragon instead of All Out in 20,000 flips. But I'm like, it's flippy shit. So I mean, it was good flippy shit. So let's just be real on that one. But yeah. It was a banger of a match. You did catch this one, right?
Mm-hmm.
What did you think about it?
I did like it. I ain't gonna lie about that. I did like it for sure. But I mean, I want to say like to the fact that like when Carmelo ended up retaining, I wasn't like gonna get mad or nothing like that. But it was solid like between both of them. So I was like, you know what, this is pretty cool. I did like the fact that Ricochet did get the other guy. You know what I'm saying? Because he trying
Trick.
to do he tried to do a little interference. But I mean, other than that, I mean, I like this match though, honestly. Now, do I have a feeling that Ricochet probably will want to, give back a Carmelo Hayes? Maybe, but as far as like to just start it off, it was pretty cool.
Okay, because this I like the gimmick where he did the t-shirts.
Oh yeah,
It
I
was
do like
simplistic.
this.
It was simplistic, but it's like because a lot of people did not understand Carmelo Hayes' gimmick, but I'm pretty sure he's just like, I'm a basketball player.
Mm.
When he doesn't when he shoot, he doesn't miss. I'm like, bro, he considers himself as the Michael Jordan of NXT. Like he's literally like, let's just be real, like that's how you feel. And then honestly, the more I see him, I'm like, yo, this dude is ready. Like if they decide to call this man up right now to Raw SmackDown, I'd be like, I would not bat an eye. I'd be like, what?
Mm-hmm.
He fits right in. He doesn't like, I know some people, the beauty behind wrestling, some people are not gonna like anything that he brings to the table, but that's okay because that means he's doing his job in a way because he's a heel. But it's like, from what I'm seeing, I'm like, I enjoy watching this man work. I enjoy watching this man do whatever he does on the promo. My favorite part of NXT 2.0 with him is the barbershop. And then and honestly, if Triple H is listening, or I doubt it, but if he's listening to the fans, I would say call both of them up. Like, people
Yeah.
have this tendency of saying they're is Trick ready? Anybody can be ready. Like,
Mm-hmm.
because let's be real, WWE is more so about characters than wrestling. If he can't if he does not wrestle to your standard, then that's sound like a you problem in my book. Because it's like, at the end of the day, no one will be perfect. And I'm gonna be real. It's so many it's so many legends that people consider perfect that when I look at them, I'm like, well, you fucking suck. I can look at a lot of people, and then a lot of people could look at who I think is perfect and think, well, they're mid. So that's the beauty behind wrestling. Is like, some people, it's subjective. You're gonna love who you love, and you're gonna hate who you hate. That's just the fact of life. But that was the NXT North American Championship. I believe the next match we had was the Fatal 4-Way for the NXT Tag Team Championship and the NXT UK Tag Team Champions. Uh, Gallus, the Creed brothers, Briggs and Jensen, and Pretty Deadly. The story of this one, it was chaotic as all hell. But the story of this one
Mm-hmm.
was who done it, because apparently before the show, Roderick Strong was taken out in the NXT parking lot. It's like, facts, bro. Stop, stop trying to stop trying to not to show up to the NXT parking lot without the strap. That's just all I'm saying. Like,
Man.
I'm surprised ain't nobody strapped at this point, because NXT is literally, that parking lot is more dangerous than Fulton Industrial after midnight.
It is.
Like,
Oh my gosh.
people don't understand what I mean by that. It is more dangerous than Fulton Industrial after midnight, and it drives me. It's like, dude, come on, somebody got to be strapped. But apparently, I guess it made sense, because I'm guessing it led to the revelation of Damon Kemp. He turned on the Creed brothers and cost them the
Mm-hmm.
titles. So I'm guessing this is the end of Diamond Mine,
It might be.
because I'm gonna be honest with you, and this might not be popular to some people, but to me, Diamond Mine peaked when Malcolm Bivens, aka Stokely Hathaway, left. Because he was the glue that held that together, because he was the entertaining part. He was so entertaining to the point where he could snap into serious mode to balance with the Creed brothers. Whereas Roddy isn't really a promo guy, but it was still interesting from what they did. But it's like, if they decide to break them up and go their separate ways, I'm down for that.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
But what did you think about this 4-way match? Because I know it was chaotic as hell.
Yeah, it was a lot.
I kind
It
of
was a
tuned
lot.
in and out. I kind of tuned in and out because of the chaos.
No,
I was
you're
like,
not. You're not the only one. That's why I'm just like, it was a lot going on. I was like, okay, like, so he done turned on them. All right, I know it's gonna get addressed eventually. Like, so y'all gonna keep going or what's up? Like, like, oh, all right. But yeah, other than that, it
two heel turns in 1
in one
weekend, 3
weekend.
if you want to count Swerve in our glory
Yeah,
momentum
like
return.
he's not wrong.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, 2 heel turns in 1 weekend. Yeah, it's a lot. That's what happens when you have a lot of wrestling to watch. You had Clash at the Castle, take over. No,
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to say take over. Worlds Collide and All Out. So that makes
There's
all
a
the sense
lot
in the
going
world.
on. Whole lot
But
going
yeah,
on.
I enjoyed the forward for what it was. I mean, it was a few times with the ending where the ref got bumped. I was like, okay. But other than that, it wasn't perfect. So I mean, what more can you ask? Then we got the NXT Women's Championship unified with the NXT UK Women's Championship. Uh, Satomura versus Blair Davenport versus Mandy Rose. Anybody else get whenever Blair Davenport appears on TV? Do anybody else get that feeling of her like? You remember 101 Dalmatians? Do you start humming the Corella Deville song every time you see her? It's like you be like Corella
Cause her
Deville,
hair
Corella Deville.
for
I'm
me.
like,
Yeah, it's her hair.
I don't know what it is.
Like,
Like when I look at them,
man.
like if they decide to recreate Corella, it'll work
Which
with
they
her.
won't. Well, they might, but then again, they might not.
No,
Because
I'm
they
just
already
saying. I
got it.
doubt it, but I'm just saying if they
She
decide
can
to
pass though.
she could like all she gotta do is show up in a Dalmatian type fur coat. That's Corella right there. And then I ain't gonna lie to you. I've never seen that one Satomura match before Worlds Collide. But they like she's the final boss, she's a legend, and people been sending me matches. When I get around to it, I might check them out. But from what I've seen, I'm like, oh, I can see why y'all like her. Cause she's a beast. But then in the end, we obviously got the crowning of Mandy Rose as
Yeah.
the unified NXT Women's Champion. I kind of I kind of put this in the. I kind of knew this was gonna happen right out the gate. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, I'm like, this is Shawn Michaels NXT. Come on now, this dude.
Yeah.
She was not. I'm like, no, they set this up perfectly. They didn't want to pin Satomura, so they just said, okay, we're gonna put a triple threat, and Blair was literally there to take the pin.
Yeah, she
Great match.
was.
Great match. Don't get me wrong. Like Mandy Rose, like I know a lot of people are not really a fan of her, but I gotta give credit where it's due. Mandy Rose has
Uh-huh.
improved immensely since her time on Raw and SmackDown before
Mm-hmm.
she moved back to NXT. Like I can't knock that. Like I may not really agree with her like keeping the title this long, but that's just one opinion of a fan. Like I mean,
Mm-hmm.
if she's money and Shawn Michaels sees money in her,
It's gonna go
go
right.
for it.
That's what's gonna happen. Let's go where the
And that's
money
what
at.
let's go with the money. And then I'm guessing I put out a tweet that said I would not be surprised if Mandy Rose surpasses or eclipses Oscar's women's championship reign.
Yeah. Figures.
Dwayne said he thinks Satomura was in the second Mae Young Classic. Was she? I don't think I watched the
Wow.
second one. I don't think did I watch the second one? I remember watching the inaugural one out of curiosity, but I don't remember watching the second Mae Young Classic. That Wade Barrett thirst trap on commentary when he saw Mandy Rose in that time, where the British man in the world was like, "God bless America,"
Oh my gosh.
like, sir, come on now, come on, dog. But Mandy Rose is the NXT Women's Champion. I mean, there's nothing we can do about it. And then next up, we had the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships on the line. That was Katana Chance, Kaden Carter, respectfully, and versus Dewdrop and Nikki Ash. They retained the titles after Dewdrop got distracted by a universe mode like cutscene with Toxic Attractions entrance music playing. And the reason why I say that because you know how the music plays and then they just start looking up like what's going on. So come on now, it's music. But Cotton's I'm about to call her by her government. Katana Chance and Kaden Carter retained the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships. The sooner they merge the NXT Tag Team with the Women's Tag Team Championships, the better, because they need all they. I like when before they went to before they created these titles where everybody from Raw, SmackDown, who had the titles could appear on NXT. It felt unpredictable. So hopefully we get back to that at some point. What would you think about this match? If you paid attention to it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I was kind of like in and out for a little bit.
Okay.
I liked it. I was
For
just
what you
like,
saw?
yeah. So I was like, I wasn't upset like about it. I just wanted, I did want to see like a little bit more, but then other than that, I was like, you know what? They get the bills back, no big deal. Like, let them, let them enjoy that whole that whole reign going. Who knows how long they gonna retain it for? So just let them have it. Like,
Okay. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's going to lead to like a triple threat or something for with involving Toxic Attraction. I could Dwayne said I could possibly see a women's tag team title unification during Survivor Series. I wouldn't be against it if it happens. Like, let something interesting happen in that case, so that way we can move on from whatever, like the separation of the tag team, and just let them go back to what it was, because that was the reason why I enjoyed it so much. I mean, it may have to do with the talent as well, because I remember Sasha and Bailey holding it, and they crossed over all three brands, even though it was because of the pandemic. But still, that's what I feel like the women's tag team championship should be about. Not really just throwing random teams together. Just make it work. Just they can make it work. And then we get the main event for the NXT championship and the NXT UK championship. LeBron Breaker versus the big strong boy Tyler Bate to
yeah, I like
merge
this.
the NXT and NXT Tag Team Championships. And I am not gonna lie to you, I am going to miss that belt.
Oh
That
yeah,
NXT
the
that NXT
NXT. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
the NXT UK belt. That is one of the most gorgeous belts I've ever seen. And I'm a fan of the big gold belt, but I might need to make some room to get a replica of the NXT UK title belt,
I
because I'm
like
like,
it.
damn, it's. And then when you look at the NXT title belt, it looks like a fucking toy. The regular one, it looks like a toy. But I mean, what did you think about this match? Because this match
I did like this
I did
match.
not expect it to be this good. Like, it was good, but I didn't expect it to be that good. And
Yeah,
that's
they
credit.
surprised me a little bit, so I was like, "Oh, this is okay. I'll keep watching it."
I'm, if it sucks, you would have been like, I'm turning this shit off.
Or I would have just been skimming through and be like, "Okay, who won?" Like, 'cause,
She's like, fuck this shit. Like, yeah,
oh my god.
like, this is going on too long. But no, it was actually pretty.
Mhm.
It was pretty good. Like, soon as he walked down the ramp, I mean, walked down that hall and showing like the history of the NXT UK title, I'm like, yeah, Tyler losing.
Mhm.
You just look at it, you like, yeah, he losing, but you expect it to be a good match, and it delivered. Like, it was probably, in my opinion, one of Bron Breaker's best matches that I've seen thus far in his NXT title reign. The second one, because I believe he's a 2-time champion.
I think
All right.
so.
Okay. So, like, and that's all credit to Tyler Bate, because he's the more experienced. He's been doing this since he was, I believe, since he was a young teenager, like probably
Mhm.
13, 14.
A long
He
time.
didn't get signed. He didn't get signed to WWE until 19. So
Mhm.
he's been doing it on, and he is all you can say and more when it comes to in-ring talent. And when it comes to Braun Breaker, I know I saw a lot of people on social media. They was like, they would have had Tyler Bate win, and then have Braun Breaker called up to NXT. I mean, to Raw or SmackDown. But if you ask me, I would put Tyler Bate on SmackDown.
Oh yeah.
because SmackDown needs all the help it can get. Like it needs he can literally, we can run back him and Gunther at a big pay-per-view for the title, for the Intercontinental title. You can literally, and this might be controversial to some people, but Tyler Bate can literally be WWE's second coming of Bryan Danielson or Daniel Bryan, if given. And I saw, and because I put the tweet out, I said WWE can literally create their next Daniel Bryan-esque star in the big strong boy Tyler Bate. And what I mean by that is, if, especially with Triple H in charge, if they show what we saw during this match on the main show, and fans start to rally behind him, and they give him the proper foes, like the proper bad guys, I can see Tyler Bate. I'm not saying come out and doing the yes chant. I'm talking about literally people just getting 100% behind this man. He's not the biggest guy, but he's strong as hell. Because this man was deadlifting Braun Breaker like he was nothing. So that's why I'm like, they can literally. He is Bryan Danielson. I believe I saw someone say he is Bryan Danielson with superhuman strength, and I'm like, that is the perfect way to describe Tyler Bate. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I am like, but that is if he's in the United States, because he could have just flown out here and then just dropped the title and left.
Yeah.
But if he pulls a Gunther or a Gunther, they might. The only downside is, though, they might make him change his name for copyright reasons. You can, and in my case, I don't really care about the name change, long as the gimmick doesn't change, then we should be good. Like, let's be real, Bryan Danielson wasn't Bryan Danielson in WWE; he was Daniel Bryan. So Claudio Castagnoli was not Claudio Castagnoli in WWE; he was Cesaro. So it's like the only person who kind of got away with their name was Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, and Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. I believe those are the four names that can come off the top of my brain. It's probably more people. Other than that, NXT, in my opinion, oh yeah, for those who don't know, Bron obviously won. Like, I think that was pretty much the dead giveaway. Like, as soon as he walked out, I'm like, yeah, he's winning. And this is the end of NXT UK. Some people in the UK, some people that I've talked to, they're in favor of it like ending, but then they're going to obviously convert to NXT Europe, which is going to be more, I guess, like in a bigger essence as far as the brand. I'm interested in seeing what they do in NXT Europe, and if my schedule permits it, I might actually try to check it out, because it's ironic with me. I've checked out the first episode of NXT UK and the finale, but I kind of fell off in between. And I guess that's pretty much all of NXT Worlds Collide. Solid show. I would probably rate it maybe like a 7 out of 10, because it wasn't bad, but it was also pretty enjoyable for what it was.
Okay.
What would you rate it?
I honestly, when I think about it like this, for me, it was a good 10 out of 10. Cause this is the kind of stuff I would love to see like on the main roster. So it's like, it was good. I like it. It was 10. It's a 10 for me. It's 10 out of 10 for me.
You gave them a 10.
I get them a 10.
Okay.
Especially like when you end up like doing like the handshaking at the end, because he could have been like upset and start back fighting him like all over again. So it's like the fact that he showed like good sportsmanship. It's like respect, cool. Like, I'll give it that.
Right,
he said 8. That's not bad.
Highlight give it an 8 out of 10. That's cool. That's cool. And for those of you who probably don't are wondering why we're reading highlights comments, because his internet quality is kind of low. So he's here, but he's not here at the same time.
Well, it's been raining, so I get it.
Yeah, so I get it. So I get that. All right. Next up, I guess we can talk about the other side of the pillow, and that is AEW All Out. It was a 4-hour pay-per-view that includes the pre-show / kickoff / 0 hour. I think that's what they called it. The 0 hour. and then the main show. You say you saw nothing, right?
I ain't see none. I didn't see the pre-show. I didn't see zero. I ain't see that part. I ain't even see the kickoff.
All right, I'm gonna
And
tell you this. I'm
then
gonna give you a nice little rundown of the kick or the 0 hour and my thoughts on it. Tay Mello and Sammy Guevara versus Ortiz and Ruby Soho for the AAA Mixed Tag Team Championships. The champs retained after I believe that was a tie KO to Ruby Soho. The only thing that overshadowed this match was Sammy almost dropped. Well, Sammy basically inadvertently, or I don't know how to explain it, but he dropped Ruby on her neck when they did a tag team finish with he was holding her, and then Ty hit her with a boot, and
dang.
instead of like shifting his body, I mean
Uh-huh.
shifting his weight to kind of glide her down, he just let her go, and she kind
Dang.
of her neck kind of folded, and she finished the match after that. So that was that, and then the ending came where Ty used the Ty KO, and I believe Ruby didn't turn her head, so I believe she broke her nose off of that. So,
Oh boy.
wishing a speedy recovery to Ruby. Hopefully, it's nothing too major or too serious. Um, Highlight says Sammy better watch out. He got receipts coming. I mean, I've told people this countless times. Whenever Ty and Sammy are on my TV, I don't feel heel heat. I just don't care. Am I the only one who feels that way? Like, it's like I don't know what it is. It's like ever since it's nothing against them personally. I don't give a shit about their personal life. Like I don't care for people's marriages. That is not my own. But at the
Mhm.
same time, it's like anything that they do or they're involved in, I'm like, I genuinely don't give a fuck. I genuinely do not. Uh that was that match, and then for the FTW championship, it was Hook versus Cool Hand Angelo Parker with Daddy Magic Matt Menard of the Jericho Appreciation Society. This was basically a squash match. It was 3 minutes. Hook locked in the red rum to pick up the submission on what's his name? Angelo. Yeah. Yep. So he headbutted him and then picked up the submission. And then after the match, Matt Menard jumped Hook from behind after the match. And then Action Bronson. And are you familiar with Action
Mhm.
Bronson?
Mhm.
He was there. So he saved Hook. And I guess he
Okay.
got a moment. He got a moment.
Oh, that's that
I'm
little
not
clip I caught on Twitter. I was like, oh,
yeah,
that sounds
I'm
like
not
action.
it's interesting because
Bam Bam.
I've
Mhm.
heard his name.
Yeah, he raps and stuff, and he
And
got this one show called F That's Delicious. That's on Hulu.
okay. I
But
probably
he
have to
also
listen.
do this thing on YouTube too with Alchemist. I think he does this thing like Ancient Aliens or something like that. Like they be like all together and they be like watching, I guess, like a episode of Ancient Aliens. They be smoking and
Oh,
all
okay.
that stuff. But other than that, yeah,
Okay.
he's usually a performer and artist and stuff like that too.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, I've heard the name, but I've never, and that's just me because I don't really listen to a lot of music now. Because as an engineer, that's all I do is hear music. So when I'm at home, I try
Yeah,
to turn the radio off and just be
yeah,
in my own world. So it's like if I don't come across anybody's name, it's not because I don't know. It's just I choose to not care.
that makes sense. I try to at least try to take a break. So it's like if I do hear something new, it be from somebody I like. So I'm like, yeah, okay, yes, I can hear this whole album now finally.
Because I still because
Cause
it's
y'all keep
funny.
teasing me with singles. I can't take that no more. Like,
What cracks me up, I still ain't heard Beyonce's new album. I still ain't heard Chris Brown's new album from a few months ago.
okay, that's what I have. That's the only thing I haven't done yet. I haven't heard Chris Brown's whole album.
I
I
have
did
not
get a
heard
chance to hear
anybody's new
Beyonce's
music.
for the first, like, for the actual first time, hearing it track by track, nonstop.
I think the
But
only
I did
music
that to get it out the way. Cause in the hype when it first dropped, everybody was just like, "Oh," I was like, "Shut up! Like, let me just hear it for myself. I can't."
like if it comes on the radio when I'm driving, I'll hear it. But as far as like sitting down listening to like I told people, the last full album I sat down and listened to in full was Kendrick. So and that was because I was off that whole week. So I just like, all right, I'll take it. I'll listen to it. But every time I'm thinking I'm about to listen to like anybody new music, I'll be like, ooh, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. Like Swerve
Mhm.
Strickland, he just dropped the album, a single today. And I was like, I listen to it because I'm off. But if I was at work, I wouldn't.
Right. I just
Yeah.
had that junk running. I won't even care.
But
Like, what
but
am I
moving
listening
on,
to?
exactly. But moving on to for the rest of the 0 hour, we had the All Atlantic Championship, the Bastard Pac versus Kip Sabian. And I'm not gonna lie to you, unless I see Pac walk out, I keep forgetting that there's a title with the All Atlantic Championship because it's never defended on TV. But I'm like, oh, okay, cool. But I actually enjoyed this match for what it was. I was a little confused because I was like, is Pac a heel or a face? But then someone explained it perfectly. I believe Alice on Twitter. She said Pac is not a heel or a face. He's just a bastard. So I'm like, oh, that makes all the sense in the world. It was a solid match. It's on YouTube, so if you ever get around to watching it, you can watch it on YouTube. So I would recommend watching this match just to see how it goes. Now, obviously, the ending came when Pac hit I believe, what did he do? Oh, he climbed to the turn. He went for the Black Arrow and then picked up the win. After the match, Kip began talking to the box because he's been walking around with the box head that was sitting on. He was like, "Tell me what to do." So I'm guessing he has a gimmick going on. He looks like he looks like a pirate to me, but he got some type of gimmick going. I'm interested to see what he does. He obviously Pac had an interview afterwards, so it looks like they're possibly running back Pac versus Orange Cassidy for the All Atlantic Championship at some point. But I'm guessing Pac was just like, I don't, you're wasting my time. Get to the back of the line, and then he just walked off. Then we get the what Highlight wanted to talk about, and that is the Eddie Kingston versus Ishii, Tomohiro Ishii slugfest. Oh, he said Kip is more of an emo look, but I can see how it comes off as like a pirate. I'm just saying, like he looks like Captain Jack Sparrow. So I with a haircut, so I was confused. That's on me. My bad. But Tomohiro Ishii versus the Mad King Eddie Kingston was literally a slugfest. I did not expect any less. It was literally like, put it this way, it was literally like watching your drunk uncle fight your old grandpa fresh off of beer. They're both drunk as hell. They're both literally. I don't know if they want to. I don't know if they want to fight or make sure that they get the last rib. That's how this fight went down. That's literally this entire fight. Like it was a slugfest. It was a few times where we saw some noticeable misses and strikes, but I didn't really give two flying dams about it because I'm like, hey, it is what it is. But Kingston obviously used the falling lariat and then a power bomb for a near falling Eddie deck Ishii with a lariat, and then it's like they went right back and forth until Kingston rocked Ishii with the spinning back fist to pick, and then a Northern Lights power bomb that picked up the win. And like I said, that was a hell of a brawl. Like I'm trying to tell people, old man strength is a thing. If you know, like Ishii, he may not got no neck, but he got some hands that I would avoid. That's all I'm saying. When you see old man strength, you better listen to us and avoid. Then
I
we start
learned
off
that even during my childhood. Like, if you see somebody with some old people strength, like,
exactly.
you better back up,
Back up. Don't get your ass whooped.
man.
Because that's the thing, and that's the thing about old man strength too. They can take punishment. So it's like
Right?
you better get all your punches in because the moment they get right, they plant their base.
They come back.
They gonna whoop your ass, and I'm gonna laugh because I'm like, I tried to tell you.
Man,
Y'all be thinking I'm playing. I tried to tell you.
they have dealt with way worse than that.
Facts.
You don't even have a clue. Oh man. You gonna wise up really quick when they get a hold to you, though. You gonna be like, dang, I wish I never did that.
I apologize, my bears. Then we started off the show with the pay-per-view. It was we started off with the ladder match, the casino ladder match for a shot at the World Championship. It was Ring of Honor World Champion Claudio Castagnoli versus Ring of Honor Pure Champion Wheeler Yuta versus Penta El Zero Miedo versus Rey Fenix versus Roosh versus Andrade El Idolo versus Dante Martin versus the Joker. The first man to pull the poker chip down wins the match, basically, and get a shot. It was basically a ladder match Royal Rumble type gimmick where it's like they entered in intervals, and it was a clusterfuck, but I enjoyed it until that ending where I kind of got confused.
Yeah. When I saw that, I said, "What? Well, wait."
So basically, the ending gave me SmackDown versus Raw 2006 vibes or 2008 vibes with Randy Orton as the masked man. Several masked men cloaked in black jumped into the ring. One of the men climbed the ladder and pulled down the poker chip. He unmasked, and it was Stokely Hathaway. The men surrounded Stokely and laughed. They revealed themselves as Austin Gunn, Colton Gunn, W. Morrissey, Lee Moriarty, and Ethan Page. Sympathy for the Devil, that was the name of the song, began to play while another masked man walked out to the ring. Stokely Hathaway handed the poker chip to the man in the devil mask, who Justin Roberts introduced as the Joker entrance. The Joker was declared the winner, and he was about to unmask, and then he shook his head no. He has earned the next world title shot. So basically, the whole "who is this" was clouded over the entire pay-per-view. Who is this? Who is the Joker? He just won, but who was it? Who was it? Who was it? Yada yada yada.
And then the man felt some type of way too when he got the poker chip down, because he was just like, "Dang, like I gotta hand this over to you." Like,
no, he know what he doing.
Yeah, he's like, I give it to you though. Nah.
No, you talking about Stokely? No.
Yeah.
No. That was he works with him.
Oh, that makes sense.
He works with him, so he was just mad. Interesting stable of acts that were created here. I'm gonna be honest with you. If I am, it's like I don't. If I'm, because we all know who the reveal was. It revealed itself to be none other. Let's just cut to the chase. It was revealed as none other than Maxwell Jacob Friedman. MJF was the Joker. I mean, as soon as he walked out the ring and started walking, I'm like, yep, that's MJF. I didn't even need to be like, who is this? Who is this? Who is this? It was MJF.
I saw it by that little thing, the little scarf. I said, oh, no,
he didn't have the scarf. He didn't have the scarf yet. He just walking.
Oh, that's it's just the walk. Oh, it's the walk.
I'm talking about in the beginning. Like, for people who didn't in the beginning, it was literally just a walk. As soon as he walked, I'm like, yep, that's MJF. Soon as I'm like, yep, that's MJF. But my only gripe with this is I don't think MJF needs another faction, because he just had the Pinnacle, and before that he was in the Inner Circle. We don't need another faction with MJF. I feel like if anything, it could be MJF and Stokely Hathaway. Like Stokely Hathaway and MJF could be the next Paul Heyman and CM Punk, because Stokely has this charisma about him that you can't really teach, but when you got it and you find it, you know, and you don't lose it, you straight. So that was basically how this whole thing ended. But next up, we talk about the Trios Championship Tournament Finals, the Elite versus Hangman Adam Page and the Dark Order, and for the Trios Championships. I actually enjoyed this. Was probably, surprisingly, this might surprise some people, but this was probably my second best match of the night. And that is not, and this was a long show, so I can because I barely remember any of the other matches. But this was the match of the night for me. So I appreciate this. I
like the whole thing, especially the whole segment as a whole. I said, okay, this is pretty good.
Yeah, so that was that. The Elite ended up picking up the win, and they are the first ever Trios Tag Team Champions. Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks. Kenny Omega came out he was in his final form, so you know he was trying. He was no longer held together by Gorilla Glue and energy drinks. He was in his final form, so we can give him that. Don Callis is obviously on commentary. He is one of the greatest, if not the greatest, dick rider hype man I've ever seen in my life. So do with that statement as you will. Next up, we had She-Hulk, Jade Cargill versus the fallen goddess Athena. I actually enjoyed both. Honestly, just to speed up this review, I actually enjoyed both
both
women's championship match.
Yeah.
Which was surprising because the booking has been egregious. But I actually enjoyed Dwayne said, is anyone really surprised that the Elite took this whole tourney though? No. As soon as they announced Kenny was there, I'm like, yep, they're winning. It was literally, I think anybody with a straight face or anybody with common sense when they was taking that win. That was just, let's just be real. But the women's championship match, Jade Cargill actually, someone asked me, they said, do you think they're going to go the Goldberg route and keep her undefeated for do you think they're going to break her streak? At this point, I don't care. Do it. Do it. Like she's 30 from 60, and then she'll be 30 again from 80. And like just go. Just go. Just keep going. Like okay, cool. She's improved. Like she's improving. I say because I was in a Twitter Spaces earlier, and I agree with what one of the gentlemen said. He was like she's improved immensely, and she's going to give her another year, and she's going to be one of the top in-ring athletes in the world. And he said he wouldn't be surprised if at some point she makes the final move to WWE, because she already has star written on her, and I'm surprised that TNT or Warner Bros ain't really shooting Tony hey, let's get her on a TV show or something, because she has the look, she has the appearance, she has the presentation wise, the aura behind her. So I mean, there's that. And then we got a 6-man tag team match. It was TNT champion Warlow and ROH, IWGP and AAA World Tag Team champions FTR, Cash Wheeler and Dax Harwood versus Jay Lethal and the Motor City Machine Guns, Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley, with Satnam Singh and Sanjay Dutt. But before we move on, Dwayne said, I enjoy both women's title matches as well. My only gripe is that Jay getting the Goldberg treatment in match time. Let's be like I just said, she still she can't go 30-40 minutes. Let's just be real on that one. You can that's what I'm saying, give her another year and see if she can make it to that next level, to where she can have a 20-minute classic or a 15-minute classic. Let's just be real on that one. We already have a lot of people who have a lot of big long time matches or long standing matches. Let's just let her build and let them see what they. I'm interested. The only thing that's keeping me interested in AEW, one of the things is Jade Cargill and where they're going with her. Outside of that, it is what it is. Obviously, the babyfaces in a 6-man tag team match picked up the win. Wardlow and FTR picked up the win over Jay Lethal and the Motor City Machine Guns. So after that, the Motor City Machine Guns, Sanjay and Satnam Singh surrounded the ring. Samoa Joe made his return. He came down the ramp, knocking down Satnam Singh with his title belt, and then Dax Harwood's daughter Finley skipped to the ring. She snapped Sanjay's pin in half. Dax hit Dutt with a shot to the face, and then Dax's daughter added insult to injury to pin Sanjay Dutt. A nice little feel good, a nice feel good moment on the pay-per-view to in my opinion. I'm like, if you ain't smiling at that, you need to check yourself into counseling, because that was too
so cute.
That was too adorable. Then next up we got Absolute Ricky Starks versus Powerhouse Hobbs, and a match that I feel like could have gone a little bit longer, in my opinion. It was good for what it was. Basically it felt abrupt in the ending, because I guess Ricky was trying to go for the spear, but then Hobbs literally snatched him up and slammed him into the spine buster to pick up the win. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'll take it. But okay, because I'm a fan of both. Like, even though they broke up one of my favorite tag teams, I'm like, I'm a fan of both. Like, I enjoy Powerhouse Hobbs and his evolution since joining AEW. And Ricky Starks, like, he has too much it factor written on him. Like, Tony cannot screw this up. Like, I understand this outcome. Then I would have. I'm fine with Powerhouse Hobbs picking up the win. I just wish they would have got just probably like 2 more minutes added. Just it's some matches on here that I felt like could have gotten shorter, and some matches that could have gotten a little bit longer. And this is one of the matches that I feel like could have gone a little bit longer. But I mean, I can't hate because the match was good for what it was. Next up, we got my match of the night. Hold on, Dwayne said it was hard to see one lose and one win as a fan of both. Also, but Ricky has to get his breakout win. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's basically what I'm trying to say. Like, he needs that one breakout win because you cannot drop the ball with this dude at all. But moving on, we're gonna talk about my match of the night, which was Swerve in Our Glory versus the Acclaimed with Billy Gunn for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. And when I tell you, I never expected to see a heel Keith Lee until tonight. Like, that lets you know how much of a pro that Keith Lee and Swerve is. They said the crowd is obviously cheering the Acclaimed. They had a "Scissor Me Daddy" chant, or "Scissor Me," or it's like they was obsessed with scissors. They was just chanting everything related to the Acclaim, and they was booing literally everything that Keith Lee and Swerve did. So they just say, all right, we're just gonna flip the switch. And that lets you know how much of a pro they are, because some people will crack under pressure. They was like, nope, we'll just flip the switch and we'll just play the heel for the night. And we'll talk about a little bit when we get to the medium scrum part, because we're going to talk about that, obviously. But some people were out here talking about, do we think that Tony Khan should have called an audible and put the title on the Acclaim because of the reaction? And in my opinion, I don't think so, because obviously the champions retain. But I don't think so, in my opinion. And the reason why I say that is because just because one show has a favorable crowd doesn't mean you change your story for one show. Because say you do that, but then they go to the next show and they get a mediocre to lukewarm reaction. What are we doing here? Like you don't call an the only time I see someone calling an audible is if someone is injured or they want to flip the dynamic, like they did here, because it started off as a babyface versus babyface, and Keith and Swerve said, well, they're not going to cheer anything we do, we're going to be heel. And the match was great. Like, the false finishes, I bid on a lot of false finishes, and I could tell you this right now, I don't bite on false finishes, but that I bid on that one. I bid on pretty much majority of them. But this match was good for what it was, and obviously, like I said, Swerve and Our Glory picked up the win to retain the titles over the Acclaimed. And then we get the second match, which was the women's interim championship match. Two things I've noticed about this match: it was solid. It don't matter if anybody gets attacked on the ramp, they came back, because Dante Martin got a Canadian Destroyer earlier in the match, in the ladder match, and he came back. And then Hikaru Shida got a curb stomp by Britt Baker on the ramp, and she came back. I said, so we just gonna
That's the one I missed.
We're just gonna no sell the gimmick. We're gonna no sell the gimmick of a steel stage and getting bumped. All right. Dwayne said a lot of people saying they should have did an audible on outcome of the tag team title. Yeah, that's what I was just saying. Like, no, they shouldn't have done an audible, like bump an audible. Like, come on now. Like, it's obvious. It's like you can't get what you want, and of course you're gonna have an organic moment. But in my opinion, it was a fun match. It basically, in my opinion, it made me more of a fan of the Acclaim. It didn't make me feel like, oh, they were robbed. It was like, okay, now I'm more than likely going to pay more attention to the Acclaim. I'm going to give them their
Mhm.
flowers, just like I'm going to give Swerve and Our Glory their flowers.
Mhm.
So there's that. But the women's championship match, the interim women's championship match, it was Toni Storm picked up the win. She's the new interim women's champion. I was like, and for some reason, I thought it was just the women's championship, but then I forgot Tony Khan is obsessed with his interims. So at some point, it's going to be Toni Storm versus Thunder Rosa for the women's championship, the undisputed women's championship on down the line. Next up, we got Jungle Boy versus Christian Cage. And this one where it was more so story driven than anything because Jungle Boy was making his entrance, and then Luchasaurus came out the opposite tunnel and chokeslammed Jungle Boy on the steel pyro grid grate. So I'm guessing Jungle Boy embracing his inner his inner Big Show with the heel face turn, because he was heel, then he turned face to re-side with Jungle Boy, and then he turned heel again. So there's that. Luchasaurus obviously carried Jungle Boy to the ring. He powerbombed Jungle Boy through the timekeeper's table directly in front of Jungle Boy's mom and sister, who were sitting in the front row. Christian has struck again. So basically, Luchasaurus feigned aligning with Jungle Boy. So he's officially, Jurassic Express is officially dead. There's that. Jungle Boy told ref Aubrey Edwards to ring the bell. Christian Cage speared Jungle Boy. Then he ended it with the kill switch to pick up the win. But Jungle Boy kicked out of the spear. So I know Edge somewhere sick because Christian can never finish a match with the spear to save his life. We had a backstage segment I didn't really care about. And then we had American Dragon Bryan Danielson versus Lionheart Chris Jericho. And for some reason, because Bryan Danielson had the person who made his entrance music sing him to the ring, 1 million people thought Elliot Taylor was a woman. That was a grown man. That was a grown man. I'm like, does Google not work in y'all area? Because as soon as I saw the name, what I do when I hear a song, I Google the artist, just so I won't misgender anybody, won't misidentify anybody. I'm like, okay, cool. Elliot Taylor is a man. And for people who thought it was a woman, what woman you know this name Elliot Taylor? Elliot is the masculine name of Ellen. So okay. I'm gonna be honest with you, and I can't lie, I know this probably be unpopular, but I probably was too high, or I didn't care. But it was like this match between Bryan Danielson and Chris Jericho went on at the 11 o'clock hour, and putting on a technical showcase or a technical masterpiece where they're doing rest holds and chin locks and submissions isn't my ordeal type of match at 11 o'clock, because you're asking me to go to sleep. You're asking me to zone out and black out, because I'm like, God damn, this match is going a little bit too slow for my liking. But obviously, the ending came when Jericho hit the low blow on Danielson when the referee was distracted, and he blasted Bryan Danielson with the weakest looking Judas effect I've ever seen in my life, and that was the win. Chris Jericho picked up the win over Danielson, and the JAS came out to celebrate Jericho's victory minus Daniel Garcia, because he's still kind of conflicted on if he want to side with Chris Jericho or his childhood hero in Bryan Danielson. Then we get the trios match that I did not give two flying fucks about. It was House of Black versus Darby Allin, Sting, and the Redeemer, Miro.
I fast forward.
I don't blame you.
This the one I did fast forward on.
I do not
like
blame
you said, like the little, like I'm telling you, like when I started dozing off, I was like, oh God.
This was the cool down period for me. Like, I'm pretty sure some people probably were a fan of it.
I was like, I'm going to sleep. And I could feel it because like my eyes just kept going down. I was like, man, like I'm trying to stay awake and see what's going on. And then like in the very, very middle of the match, I said, okay, remote. Fast forward. Can't do it. I can't take it anymore. I just want to see one at this point.
You said fuck this shit.
It's like I don't even want to watch CM Punk if it's gonna be like that.
He said, "Fuck this shit." Like
If
what?
it's gonna be like this, I ain't gonna tell him when I'm getting when I see CM Punk and Moxley. Like, man, like I'm like, okay, enough.
In my humble opinion, this match should have been. It should have been like it should have been either a tornado tag, a falls count anywhere, street fight. It was like you're having a trios match on the night where we had one of the best trio matches
Right.
to crown the champions. So it's like, and then this one didn't really have a build that caught my attention either. So I'm like, this couldn't be saved for Dynamite. This couldn't be saved for Rampage.
Man, I tell you, it's like, dang, like we couldn't.
I blacked out. I'm like,
do
I'm about to
this.
go to
I
sleep.
couldn't do this on Wednesday.
I couldn't do this on the YouTube show.
Cause right now I'm punking out, and I don't like that.
I'm like, I'm about to tap out. Like, this is going on way. This is not for my liking. But
Right.
obviously, but Sting obviously, Sting. I don't know what happened, but Sting. The ending came when Sting was supposed to black mist or spray mist in Malachi Black's face so that Darby could pick up the win. But I did not see not 1 ounce of spit come out of Sting's mouth. Like I didn't. I'm like, did he spray him with that McDonald's Sprite or something? Like did he spray him with that transparent mist or something? Because I was buddy, I was confused. I was discombobulated. I'm like, what is going on? But obviously Darby rolled up Malachi with the pin. And side note, I believe it was revealed that Malachi hugged House of Black and then bowed out and blew a kiss to the crowd. So I'm guessing it's rumored that he's going to either take a break because from a mental break, because I believe he I guess he initially requested his release reportedly, but that's been smoothed over. So I'm guessing Tony Khan's going to let him take a break to get his head on back. And whenever he comes back, Tony, put the title on his man. Just saying. And speaking of titles, we got the main event for the AEW World Championship: Jon Moxley versus CM Punk for the AEW World Championship, a rematch from 2 weeks ago, where Punk got squashed in 3 minutes. What did you think about this match? Did you catch this match, right?
Yeah, I caught it.
So what did you think about this one?
For me, I was like 50-50.
Okay.
Like it wasn't good, but it wasn't bad either. And I guess that's because I done seen them fight so many times.
Oh yeah,
So
you saw Dean Ambrose and CM Punk.
Yeah, so I was like, this is like 50-50 for me. And then they gave the belt to CM Punk. So I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was like,
all
right. Okay.
Okay.
Congrats, I think. But then you saw Moxley lick CM Punk's blood.
Yes.
I'm like, you gonna do that in this climate? How, like, sir? Couldn't be me.
Man,
that could not be me. No, sir.
No. I don't care how much y'all paying me. I'm not doing that. Like, I'm just not.
No.
I'm good. Oh, thank you.
Nope. Nope. We're good on that. Nope. But obviously, yeah, like you said, CM Punk walked away with the AEW World Championship. He's once again the world champion, a 2-time world champion within a year of debuting in All Elite Wrestling. And obviously the ending came when MJF came out and revealed himself as a Joker. I liked the presentation of MJF's reveal where he was like, he played a voicemail with Tony Khan begging him to come back. And then
that was pretty cool. I like that too.
And he slowly revealed the scarf, and I'm like, yep, that's MJF. And he is back, and he is more than likely going to be the one to take the title off of CM Punk. More than likely at Full Gear, whenever that happens. I believe that happened. That's the next pay-per-view for AEW. They don't have yearly pay-per-views.
Okay.
And that concludes AEW All Out, but that was not the end of the drama. If I'm being honest with you, there was some drama. So basically, after these AEW pay-per-views, they have medium scrums, but where they take questions from journalists and all that stuff. So from wrestling
I wish
journalists.
I watched this. This is when it was raining, like over here, and my jump was just like going in and out. And said, "Okay, I'm gonna cut it off." I literally cut it off and went straight to House of the Dragon to finish it up. I promise you. I was like, "Okay, I can't, because if it's gonna keep happening, no, I don't even want to watch it now."
Man, there was so much drama. As we are 30 minutes away from Monday Night Raw, we're gonna probably speed through it and give our thoughts on that. But they basically CM Punk basically went on a rant where he was where people was asking questions about, I guess they asked him a question about Colt Cabana or something. For those of you who don't know or who needs to be caught up to speed, him and Colt Cabana do not like each other. They had a falling out in 2014 because they were the best of friends. They had a falling out in like 2014 to the point where it was a lawsuit. So
Dang.
there's a lot going on. So moral of the story is CM Punk basically just went full throttle crazy on just oof. That's all I can say is oof.
Okay.
That's all I can say is oof.
Dang.
It was intense. It was intense. But basically he did a lot of, he said a lot of shit. A lot of shit where I was like, yo, you sure he would have to with the stuff that CM Punk said and the stuff that he revealed, he would have to see me. He had to see me on site. It'd be on site. Matter of fact, let me show you this. Let me show you this so you can see exactly what I'm talking about.
Time, and this is a fucking business. Why I'm a grown-ass adult man and I decide not to be friends with somebody is nobody else's fucking business. But my friends, if I fall backwards, will catch me. Scott Colton, I felt never would have. My problem was I wanted to bring a guy with me to the top that did not want to see me at the top. Okay? You call it jealousy, you call it envy, whatever the fuck it is. My relationship with Scott Colton ended long before I paid all of his bills.
Wow.
I have every receipt. I have every invoice. I have every email. I have the email where he says, and I quote, "I agree to go our separate ways. I will get my own lawyer. You do not have to pay anymore." That's an email that I have. The only reason the public did not see is because when I finally had to countersue him through discovery, we discovered he shared a bank account with his mother. That's a fact.
Not the mama.
And as soon as we discovered that fact and we subpoenaed old Marsha, he sent the email, "Oh, can we please drop all this?" Now, it's 2022. I haven't been friends with this guy since at least 2014, late 2013. And the fact that I have to sit up here because we have irresponsible people who call themselves EVPs and couldn't fucking manage a target, and they spread lies and bullshit and put into a media that I got somebody fired when I have fuck all to do with him. Want nothing to do with him. Do not care where he works, where he doesn't work, where he eats, where he sleeps. And the fact that I have to get up here and do this in 2022 is fucking embarrassing. And if y'all are at fault, fuck you. If you're not, I apologize. But what did I ever do in this world to deserve an empty-headed fucking dumb fuck like Hangman Adam Page to go out on national television and fucking go into business for himself? For what? What did I ever do? Didn't do a goddamn thing.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. See, here's my thing. It's so much chaos back there.
Oh yeah.
To the point where it's like we try our best here on the podcast to try to avoid backstage BS because we're wrestling fans. But to see that and to witness that it took away from the entire pay-per-view for all the wrong reasons. Because coming out of that medium scrum, no one talked about MJF's return. No one talked
Dang.
about this, that, and the third. All they could talk about was Punk, Scott Colton, aka Colt Cabana, Hangman Adam Page, and the Elite, which is Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, and Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. And how basically Tony Khan needs to fucking let his balls drop. And I was in the space this morning because I woke up, people were still talking about it. So I was in the space. Shout out to Matt Awesome and shout out to Littlefoot, Alexis Little, aka Littlefoot, indie wrestler Alexis, aka Indiefoot, for what she said. She was like, if you're a wrestler and you're seeing this, I don't want to misquote her, but she's basically, to summarize what she said, if you're a wrestler and you're seeing this, how all these wrestlers are talking over the owner of the company, because when you look at that medium scrum, Punk Punk basically called Tony Khan a little bitch without calling him a little bitch. Every time Tony tried to respond to something, he's like you're a little, because Punk was agitated. I'm gonna be as unbiased as possible, but at the same, but in my humble opinion, and I've said this countless times, the moment you bring my mother into an argument, I don't care if the beef was squashed or not, you're gonna have to see me. That's just the nigga in me, probably, because I'm like, you're gonna have to see me. Because I don't need to know. The world doesn't need to know if I shared a bank account with my mother. The world doesn't need to know if I did this there. All you like, I literally said this. I said this last week on last week's podcast, and I say it now. No comment was definitely an option, and it was sitting right there for your grasp. And I can get on here and say I wouldn't have done the same thing in the heat of the moment. I probably would have, because you're pissed off. You're getting like, you're hearing one side of the story, because Punk has been from what I'm seeing, because I don't follow a lot of people's personal lives, because why the fuck would I? But it seems like it comes off that he was always no comment to the point where it kind of in 2022
He couldn't take it no more and was like, I'm just gonna address this because now y'all making me sick.
Yeah, so that's why I don't really get. I'm more neutral in the situation, but I'm neutral to the point where he brought the mama up. He could have just said no comment. He didn't have to reveal everything under the sun about what's going on between them, because now it's like, and then obviously you're gonna have people on social media like, oh, it's a work. If this is a work and you're showing that there's divide in your locker room, I don't give a shit about your company, because that seems like it is chaotic for all the wrong reasons. It's chaotic for no reason at all. And it all comes back to the head of the company. Tony Khan needs to drop his fucking balls and tell people, because people are joking around saying, oh, Triple H would never. You goddamn right.
They are not wrong. They are not wrong about that.
They like Vince McMahon would never. You goddamn right. CM Punk knows exactly who he works for, because he can say whatever. The reason why looking at that entire scrum unfold was literally, it was fascinating and hilarious at the same time. And the reason why I was laughing was because CM Punk knows he can say whatever the hell he wants. All he's going to get from Tony Khan is, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. He's not going to get the boss, because Tony Khan is trying to be one of the boys. And at some point, he's going to have to realize that, bro, that the people are saying you're WCW, that comment is legit. That comment is fucking legit. You're becoming WCW, where the inmates are running the asylum. In my humble opinion, because Kenny and the Young Bucks are EVPs, if I was Tony Khan, they would no longer be EVPs after All Out. I will be looking for new EVPs. And what I mean by EVPs, I mean they can be wrestlers, but they have to be retired, or they can't wrestle anymore. I'm not talking about no Chris Jericho. I'm not talking about put somebody who's competent and also not trying to go into business for themselves. That's just me. Now, that entire that was my humble opinion on that situation, because no comment was definitely an option.
It was.
And I'm not finna go into like a full rant about shit, because that ain't got jack shit to do with me. But no comment was definitely an option. And apparently it didn't stop there, because behind the scenes it got jack shit crazy, apparently, because allegedly, and I'm just saying allegedly because I'm gonna pull it up right here. Reportedly, there was a fight backstage at the medium scrum with CM Punk allegedly starting things by swinging fists at Matt Jackson. And Ace Steel, you know, the guy who cut the promo with Punk, he trained him and all that stuff, where he dropped the F-bomb.
Yeah.
He allegedly threw a chair at Nick Jackson, that's Matt Jackson's brother,
Dang.
and he connected in the eye. And then Kenny Omega was also involved with Ace Steel, who reportedly grabbed him and started biting him.
Oh, okay.
So if this is true, get Ace Steel the fuck out of there.
Man, you're doing way too much. Too much.
Hi-Lite said, solid opinion. I agree. AEW CW is well en route to deja vu. I'm serious. They do not need current wrestlers as bosses. And like, let me take away my feelings about how the women's division is booked or whatever, but nobody should be a wrestler and an executive. I do not care. I don't care if you own it. I don't care if you look, I'm just gonna throw this name out there. Like, say for DPW, I watch Deadlock Pro Wrestling. If James Darnell, CM Pulse, because he's a trained wrestler, if he decides to step into the ring, I feel like he shouldn't be a booker, or he shouldn't book his own matches. That's just my humble opinion. You may agree, you may disagree. I don't know what to tell you, but that's just how I feel about it. And this is how I feel about this entire ordeal with the EVPs being talent. No one should be a talent, and that's the reason why. And I know a lot of people don't like to hear the WWE versus AEW, but that's the reason why WWE is a well-oiled machine, because a lot of their EVPs are not current wrestlers. Triple H retired. Road Dogg, he's a dick rider, but he's retired. Who else? Shawn Michaels retired.
Mm-hmm.
So many people that they have are retired, and there's a reason why, because they know they're not in the ring anymore. They're here exactly as an executive. And what's up with Dwayne said, and what's up with the vets like Jake the Snake, Mark Henry, and Paul White? Let them help run things or something. That's what I'm saying. They need somebody that is up there to step up in EVP roles, and let Kenny and the Young Bucks focus on being talent. That's just in my most humble opinion. But do you got any thoughts on what CM Punk said? I want to get your opinion. You don't got nothing to say? You don't got nothing to add? Did I say everything?
Yep.
You
I ain't got nothing to say.
You said I ain't got
time
for this shit.
Like,
That's another thing, bro. You a grown ass man, and you out here biting niggas?
Grown. I can't. Like, You know better.
You a grown man. You a grown ass man.
Too old for that.
And we biting niggas?
Too old for that.
Did you eat? Did you miss lunch?
Man.
Did you miss dinner? Was it a long show and you thought Kenny was dinner? Like, what the fuck? What?
Too old.
I don't know, man. Well, like I said, this was reported by I'm about to burn my CM Punk flag for real. No, if you pay money for that, you better not.
I'm about to say, don't do that. Like, that's your money. Don't you dare.
No.
Don't do that, friend.
No. Just take it down off the wall and put it in the box and put it under your bed and call it a day. Don't burn. I never understood wrestling. Not Hi-Lite, but I never understood wrestling fans who burn shirts. Like, they was burning Cody's shirt when he joined WWE earlier this year, and they was burning CM Punk shirts when Moxley squashed him. And I'm like, but you paid for this.
Right.
It's not. They got your money. So what are you doing?
Just burning everything. Like, boy,
You dumb motherfucker. What are you doing?
boy, please.
But apparently, well, the last thing I want to talk about before we move on to preview Raw that is going on tonight. Did you? I don't know. You didn't catch it at all. But Tony Khan. This is another thing where I'm like, Tony Khan needs to just shut the fuck up. But he said this, and I quote: "We were the first pro wrestling show on Labor Day weekend last year, and we were the third this year. I don't think that's a coincidence. When the fight is brought, I have unique ways of fighting, a lot of money to bring to the fight. This is not a game to me. This is my life. I don't think it's a joke. I take it very seriously when I compared myself to Jim Crockett Promotions this weekend. I got a taste of the same medicine Jim Crockett Promotions took, but I have a lot more fucking money, and I'm serious. I'm not going to sit back and take this fucking shit." First off, he sounds like a toddler. Grow the fuck up, cokehead. And secondly, it's like, what? Because because I guess somebody asked him, why how do you feel, why don't you want to work with WWE after they quote unquote treated you or whatever? And he was like, and my thing is, he out here playing the victim after him and his talent constantly be taking shots. So why are you out here trying to play victim now? How they treated you? You talking shit? You want me to work with you after you talk shit about me? Make that make sense.
How you sound?
That's not gonna. That sound like a 5-year-old saying, he don't want to share his toys with me because I whooped his ass on the playground.
Well, duh. Why you think? You just okay. You just said what you did. Like, come on.
These niggas need to grow up. That's all I'm gonna say. These niggas need to grow the fuck up.
What did you do?
And these niggas need to grow.
I laugh when people do that. They be so quick to try to get on you about something. But do you not know why I act that way? Look at the problem. And y'all wonder why I don't hang with them. Like, there's a reason why I don't hang with them. You have to find out for yourself.
All in all, that medium scrum was childish as hell. And in the end, he was like, "Well, I look forward to seeing the rest of y'all at the next scrum." After all that, you want to do another one?
Man, no.
You want to do another one?
Man, no.
You sure? You positive?
It's gonna be worse if you do another one.
Like,
you
all
just
right,
got a taste of that right now.
Like, all right, cool. Good job. Do it again. Do it again if you want. Do it again. Go ahead. Oh, I want to do it again.
Okay. Oh, you crazy.
I
am. Basically.
You crazy, man. You crazy.
Basically.
You crazy. Dwayne said, "I can't wait to see a Beyond the Ring on this company down the line." Man, it'll be hilarious to review on the podcast of Beyond the Ring, the chaos behind the scenes of All Elite Wrestling. Because didn't they have a Beyond the Ring for the WWF back in the day? So that's what I'm interested in. But we are less than 10 minutes, or not less than 10 minutes. We are more than 10 minutes away from WWE Raw. That was pretty much everything as far as NXT Worlds Collide, AEW All Out, and our little brief thoughts on the medium scrum that has literally shaped the entire Twitter universe and social media all day, literally all day. This week we got the fallout from WWE Clash at the Castle tonight for Monday Night Raw. And I believe it's going to be headlined by a steel cage match for the United States Heavyweight Championship. Bobby Lashley versus The Miz inside of a steel cage match. I'm guessing they're going to continue that interesting storyline with Dexter Lumis. Quick prediction. Who you think going to win this one? Bobby?
I'm going with Bobby. I'm going with Bobby.
All right, bye. And last thing we're going to talk about is reportedly Braun Strowman. Remember that guy? Reportedly, he's supposed to be coming back.
Oh, what?
I feel nothing with Braun Strowman.
Right. I thought it was just me.
Like, all
I was
right,
like,
I feel
okay.
nothing. All right, okay, cool. But if he come back and he does the choo choo thing, I'm gonna have a field day because I had to dig in the vault for that time I mimicked the whole of
Yeah, like I actually like the choo choo thing. So I'm just like, yeah, if he come back with that, oh cool.
But if he doesn't, it's like, all right, whatever. But I'm interested in that, and hopefully you guys, because hopefully this is an interesting fallout from what he said. He said, "Yeah, no, Bron, stay far away." Hey, bro, trying to tell you, trying to tell
He
you,
said stay far away.
stay far the fuck away. We do not need you. We do not want you here.
Oh
We do not want you
man.
here. But I feel like I missed on one of his questions. Before we get out of here, who has a better chance of beating Jay? Jamie Hayter, Chris Statlander, or Britt Baker? I would say Chris Statlander
Yeah, honestly.
because I feel like before she got injured, they was going to do something with her, but she obviously she messed up her other leg, and more than likely she'll be out at the same time as she was with the last injury. So hopefully they bring her back strong, like. If she comes back, and she's going to come back more than likely stronger than before because she's been through that injury before, but just on the other leg.
Mhm.
And all we can do is wish her well. But before we get out of here, make sure you guys check us out on social media. We're going to be back on our regularly scheduled program next week because we're doing a Monday because I'm making up for Thursday. We got a new interview dropping not tomorrow. We got a new interview dropping on what day is it? It is on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to be sitting down with fellow content creator Ango. He was he's a wrestling analyst and he does a lot of stuff for the community and all that stuff. So he's going to be joining the table on this Wednesday. It's going to drop Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. My interview with Angle is available now on Patreon, patreon.com/Gresh Digital.
Okay.
If you guys want to listen to that, it was over an hour. We just chopped it up. And I got another interview dropping next week. I'm actually going to edit that sometime this week, more than likely tomorrow. So that'll be up in as soon as possible. Got a lot of stuff lined up for this particular podcast. The Gresh side of everything. If you guys, like I said, if you guys want to join the Reddit, join the Reddit and post some funny and interesting stuff. Join the Gresh Reddit at reddit.com/rgresh, and now you'll be appearing in future reaction videos on the main Gresh YouTube channel. As we get out of here, make sure you guys follow Hi-Lite Real because he was supposed to be on here, but his internet and stuff was funky. So make sure you guys follow him at Hi-Lite Life on Twitter, Instagram, as well as check out OTS Media, the brand that he's affiliated with. And make sure you guys check out Life's a Botch podcast because he does his thing over there as well. And make sure you guys follow us on the social medias at Josh Gresham ORG. That's on Twitter, Instagram, at Joshua Gresham ORG on Facebook. Make sure you follow the podcast itself at Gresh Unleashed or visit www.greshunleashed.com for your audio format of this podcast, wherever you listen to your podcast. Make sure you check out Suela at Suela the Bandit 3 on Twitter and Rebel Bandit 45_ on Instagram. And make sure but if you don't know the direct links, if you don't remember this, all you can do is just follow solo.to/Gresh or solo.to/Suela for all of our links. And as we get out of here, hopefully you guys, if you're joining us live, hopefully you guys enjoy Monday Night Raw tonight. Hopefully it's a banger at the Clash at the Castle, which was a fun match, a fun show for us. And make sure you guys check out our review for Clash at the Castle. And we appreciate you guys for joining us. As always, make sure you guys stay safe out here in this world that is an interesting scenario. But in the world of unknown, make sure you always remember. Make sure you always remember in this world of unknown that your favorite voice that does the most is here to remind you that of the one known, and that is you are appreciated and loved, especially by me, Suela, and all of our friends here at the Unleashed table. And remember to always eat, sleep, flex, and repeat. We out. Be crazy.
Bye, y'all.